Well, hey there, YouTube. It's Petey, and I just got done with this eBay hassle that had been consuming quite a bit of time. So, when COVID happened, they got rid of their call centers, and now they've got an automated assistant, which isn't helpful. It's a little thing that pops up that you type your query into, and then it says, "Gee, I can't help you with that. We'll have to have you email us." And then you'll get an email. The first one had a dead link. It looked like, oh, this customized link just for me. It's going to take me to something good about this case. Dead link. Two more of those automated assistant attempts with emails explaining the situation led to the same thing, which was a representative emailing me telling me I can go to the help icon, click on that, and that would lead me to, by scrolling, answering some questions, and then I would be able to enter my phone number into a window that says, let us call you and step in 5 or 10 minutes. Well, none of that ever worked. The let us call you contact link is gone. Or actually, when you find it, the only thing it does is bring up the automated assistant. Now, I thought there's got to be a way around this, so I watched a video, and it was an Australian guy, a young kid, and he said he had found it, and it was at the bottom of a page about reporting a price gouger where you could call them. That thing will call you in a few minutes, and then you would go, oh yeah, I have this problem about a refund. And they would go, well, this is the wrong department, let me transfer you. So, yeah. And they get pissed at you because they know what's up, but I was in a situation where this case was dragging out. It was a bad seller. They didn't want to refund my money. See, here's the thing. You have to be armed with the proper knowledge, and I wasn't. I was under the misconception that if I bought something and it said buyer pays shipping on return, and it came damaged or it was bad, which was the case, that I am arguing for weeks with the seller. I don't want to pay the shipping, and they never brought it up. They were just like, well, if you don't want to pay shipping, how about we refund you $10? And it was a $50 board. So, yeah, they knew that, and they knew that I was under that misconception and just played me. If you receive a damaged or broken item on eBay, it's up to the seller automatically, no matter what it says in the description. They have to pay for the shipping. So there you go. That's the information. The other information is that window to get someone to call you, and that's the only way to resolve this stuff. I was left with no way to resolve this conflict. It was like facing this every day, going through this automated assistant, receiving another email that didn't help. It was just like, oh yeah, you need to contact a fucking representative and have them call you. And you can do that by doing this. Well, on my eBay, and I tried multiple browsers, for one, this case was not showing up in my list of cases. It was just, like, not there. For two, when I went through the automated assistant, they sent me a custom link to supposedly check on it, and that would have an option to take action. That link was a dead link that they sent me. So I contacted a rep via email and explained all this. And I did that 3 times, and every time I just got back the same thing. One time it had that custom link, which was a dead link. This seems like I'm just getting the runaround from these eBay representatives, too. So you need to kind of know what you're doing and know the situation and know your rights. So, number one, if you receive something damaged, it doesn't matter what it says. Although I got to tell you, if in the future, moving forward, I'm just going for pay a little bit of extra money and buy the one that says seller pays return shipping. If there's an inkling that this can go south and I'm going to be sending it back, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I did on the amp board that the third amp board that I bought for this project, because the first 2 were bad. And this has been a lot of work and a lot of time consumed, swapping amp boards in and out of here, trying to get them going, repairing them, It's a long story, and I don't want to get into all those details. You just have to trust me. This consumed me up to a point where the last like 3 or 4 days I was really upset about it and wasting a lot of time. So, number one, it's not you're never going to have to pay the shipping on a broken or damaged item. That's always the seller's responsibility. But if you act like that, they'll just back and forth you and try to stretch it out. So I've run into sellers that played that game, and I wish I would have known that. Now I know. That's why I'm making this video for you, so you don't think like I did. Don't get caught in that incorrect thinking that somehow you're gonna they shipped you a bad thing, and now you're gonna have to, number one, pay. Number two, go to the post office, or well, print up a. I don't have a working printer. That's a secret I'll let you in on. The last time I needed something printed, my wife had to go to the public library and take time off of work. Now, I told them that last night because I did get an eBay representative on the phone, and I'm going to tell you how I did that. But when I told them that, that was the straw that broke the camel's back and got my money back, because they typed into the seller, hey, you have to mail this customer of yours a shipping label. Or if you don't like that, refund his fucking money. Quit fucking him around. The rep told him that. And then today I wake up and I got a fucking refund, and I'm done with this. Hopefully the import's going to come in the next month and it'll work, the replacement. Now, as far as getting someone from eBay to call you, I watched a tip video. It was an Australian guy, a young guy, and he said you can go to price gouging page, like, hey, I'm going to report someone for price gouging, and that has that link. You'll click on it and it'll say, we're going to call you in 5 to 10 minutes, what's your phone number? That's the link you need to find, because that automated assistant is a complete waste of time. Every time I went through that, it said, well, gee, I can't help you with that, you need to email someone. And when I got the email back, like up to a day later, it was not helpful. It was telling me go through help and contact or whatever, and that would take me answer the appropriate questions, and that would lead me to calling a rep, and it didn't. Number one, this case never showed up in my list of grievances, that page where if you have a case, it has the case open, or maybe you'll have two. I've had up to 3 now, because I order a lot of stuff, and as time went by, they just started not sending some of it, or sending an empty bag. I don't know. I can't explain it. It comes up like, oh, it reached the first port, or whatever. Like, it kind of looks like they shipped it, but then you never get it. So, whatever the case may be, you as a buyer, you need to get on this right away. You need to, if you're doing eBay, you may have a personal calendar, a paper calendar, not something on the computer that sits next to your eBay area where you write in when you need to contact them. Like, this thing's coming on the 2nd. And if it's not here on the 2nd, on the 3rd, I need to be making a case. And you'll be able to tell right away if the seller's jerking you around. And also, don't put yourself in a victim position like I was doing. Like, I don't want to pay the shipping, because then they think, this guy thinks he's got to pay shipping. If we keep stalling him and jacking him around, maybe we can make this go past the date. Because that's the game that all those China eBay sellers play. So yesterday I went to that page about price gouging to use that link to see if I could get it to come up. And it's gone. eBay's changed it. I found it by going through something about selling, and I found it. And I don't remember how. It's there somewhere. But like, using that automated assistant got me 3 emails, and the last 2 both told me to go through your thing where it says help and contact, and that'll come down, answer the appropriate questions, and that'll take you to the spot where you can click let us step in. Well, this case wasn't in my list of grievances. It was just gone. And I had one that came up. These whippets. This was a case for about 12 hours, and then they showed up in my mailbox with a 2-day express mail thing, like a week late. So that was weird. But not only was this case not there, when I would click on the item and it would say return details, um, I could also go to something like Ask eBay Step In. It was Ask eBay Step In, a big gray bar, or see the return details. And when I clicked on Ask eBay to Step In, it would go. Um, it would go to the return details. Both of them would gray out. Now, through all this monkeying around and trying to figure out how to get someone to call, I did get a window to come up, which was an appeal window. And I said, I don't know if this is an appeal because the decision hasn't been made. I haven't talked to anybody yet, but I pleaded my case. That was the thing where I got the email back with the dead link, and I think that because I called it an appeal, changed it and took it out of everything, made it disappear maybe. So don't ever use that window, the appeal window. Don't think, oh, I'm going to scam and scheme and plead my case through this appeal window that I triggered somehow by clicking around for hours. I mean, I can't tell you how frustrated I was. Every night I would go and work on this and click around and try to get somebody to find that link to put your phone number and have someone call me. Because in the past, whenever I've been at my wit's end, I do that. It's been a lot easier. You scroll down to the bottom of the page and there it is. And somebody will call, and usually about like 45 seconds after I put my phone number in, I tell them what's up, and then I get my money back. Well, that's not the case anymore. They didn't want to give me a refund yesterday. I pled my case to one guy to put me on the phone with another girl. I was on the phone for 15 minutes with her. She was huffing and puffing, didn't know what to do, and eventually she made it so she called the seller's bluff and said, you either mail this guy a shipping label or give him his money back. And that's what they chose to do, was give me the money back today. So I did find a link to put my phone number in. It wasn't under refunds. It wasn't under buyer. It was under seller. I went in just clicking around randomly and found it. And when I found it, I should have screen capped it and went back and screen grabbed all of it and made a video on how I did it. Unfortunately, I didn't. I got to tell you this. I think it's in a period of transition right now, because what it seemed like they were saying was the call centers are going away altogether. Like, this is all going to be automated, which really, the minute I get burned on something that's more than like $3 on eBay, I don't know. I don't know. Is Alibaba worse? It probably is, right? So that was my experience. You can get someone to call you still at this time, which is like the middle of 2021. But it's difficult to find that thing to click on. Keep in mind, if you buy something and it's damaged or broken, it's not your responsibility to pay the shipping ever. That's something I wish I would have known. And you can have a case that doesn't show up in your resolution center. It's not there. My experience was going through that automated assistant was just a complete waste of time. That they, were sending me bad links. Like, come on, guys. You email someone a link without testing it. That's the definition of rude. So rather than, if I got you here, if anybody is still here, I'll tell you this story of what happened yesterday. You know what? I'm going to make a separate video on that. It involves PD, a soldering iron, a contraption that I built, and the smoke. So you might want to tune in for that one. It's a pretty good story. What I did last night. And buyer beware eBay returns. Man, buyer beware. It ain't what it used to be. So good luck with that. If you're having a problem with eBay and you came here for answers, I hope some of this was helpful. I don't even know if I'm going to name it that. Like, hey, there's tips and tricks for eBay returns. I think I'm just going to put some misleading name on this, like fun. Anyway, take care of yourselves, you guys. I'll talk to you soon. You're going to want to tune in for this smokeout story, though.